Good morning, students. Welcome to English class. Today we are going to study a very beautiful poem, and its name is The Lake Isle of Innisfree. You can see here by William Butler Yeats, right? And with the picture itself, you must have understood that this poem is going to be about nature. It is a musical poem. It explores the poet's longing for the peace and tranquility of Innisfree, a place where he spent a lot of time as a boy, because Innisfree is William Butler Yeats' native place. It is a very quiet place, and that is the reason the poet wants to go there. He had spent his childhood in this place, and that's why he is longing again. Now, let me introduce you with the poet. You have read the name William Butler Yeats. He was born on 13th June 1865 and died on 28th January 1939. He was born in Ireland. And this poem is also about an actual place near the coast of Ireland named the Lake Isle of Innisfree, which is a very small uninhabited island on the Lake Lough Gill in County Sligo. Here I am sharing the real picture how this Lake Isle of Innisfree looks like. Beautiful, isn't it? Here you can read the whole poem. Well, let me tell you one very interesting fact about Yeats when he wrote this poem, or what inspired him to write this poem. What happened? Yeats wrote this poem in 1888 when he was a young man living in London. That time he was living in London. He was lonely and homesick for Ireland, where this small island is situated, right? So he became so lonely and homesick for Ireland at this time. Looking in a shop window, he saw a toy fountain, and the sound of the water reminded him of lake water. Inspired by this, he wrote the Lake Isle of Innisfree. Take 5 minutes to read the poem carefully, and then I will give the explanation, line by line explanation. Now let's start. Stanza 1 says, I will arise and go now, and go to Innisfree, and a small cabin built there of clay and wattles made. 9 bean rows will I have there, a hive for the honey bee, and live alone in the bee-loud glade. Here, the poem opens very formally with the words, I will arise and go now. And go to where? Innisfree. Who will arise here? The poet who is writing. That is William Butler Yeats. The poet goes on to describe the life he will lead on the island. He will be completely self-sufficient, having 9 bean rows and a hive for the honeybee. Yeats imagines living in peace and solitude. He says he will live alone in the bee-loud glade. The only sounds will be of nature. It seems that Yeats is rejecting the hustle and bustle of the modern world. The details in the poem give it a timeless quality. There is no hint of the modern world in Yeats' vision. Though he was living in London, but still he was longing for Innisfree. In this second stanza, Yeats becomes so involved with the idea of this peaceful paradise that he started imagining himself there at that moment. And he writes, and I shall have some peace there, for peace comes dropping slow, dropping from the vales of the morning to where the cricket sings. There midnights all a glimmer, and noon a purple glow, and evening full of the linnet's wings. Here the poet describes Lake of Innisfree as a place full of bounties of nature. He sees the cloudy sky, the shimmering stars in the night sky, and the purplish glow of the afternoon sun, and the linnet bird, the small bird flying in the evening sky. Even the sound of the cricket song is also pleasing to him. Cricket is a brown little insect. You can find it out. Poet here is so desperate to go to Innisfree and find some peace. And he describes how peace will come dropping slow. Morning will be foggy, it will not be very visible. Then midnight, all shimmery and glittering with the stars. Noon, radiant with sun glow. And evening, full of linnet's wings. In the evening, birds used to fly home. So these little birds would be flying over the sky. And cricket sound also. It would please the ears. It will soothe the ear. Now let's move to third stanza. Here with the picture you can make a difference what the poet is about to say. Let's go on. I will arise and go now, for always night and day. I hear lake water lapping with low sounds by the shore. While I stand on the roadway or on the pavement's grey, I hear it in the deep heart's core. Here, with these lines only, we can understand the poet's longing for Innisfree, his native place where he was born, and he had spent his childhood there. He wants to be there for whole day and night. It means he wants to go there and reside for his whole life. I hear lake water lapping with low sounds by the shore. He can, even just now he is in London. He is sitting next to a fountain and still he can feel the lapping sound. Right, while writing this poem, he can feel that sound made by the shore. Shore means kinara, the edge. While I stand on the roadway or on the pavement's grey, here we are reminded of his present place where he is. In contrast to this timeless, magical, colorful, peaceful place, we are reminded of Yeats' reality at the time of writing. While standing on the roadway or on the pavements means रास्तों पर, ठीक है, gray road color, right? Here also he can experience the lapping low sound of water by the shore. And I hear it in the deep heart's core. It means he's not only listening to that sound, he is also feeling it deeply in his heart. Here, children, you must have noticed that I will arise and go now is repeated in the first para and in this third para. This repetition is done with the purpose to emphasize and show the poet's longing that he instantly want to arise and go to where? Go to the island where this lake called Innisfree is situated. Hope you loved this nature poem. Isn't it, children? Now, children, you all must have understood why the poet William Butler Yeats wanted to shun city life and wished to move to Innisfree. Because his idea on peace is that in today's world, here the environment is very noisy and we all can feel it. But Innisfree is a place where the poet wants to go because there is a peaceful environment and The poet loved the lake's sound and roaming in night. Since morning till night, it's so peaceful there and you can enjoy beauty. And this picture is the real picture of the lake of Innisfree. Enjoy. Thank you, children. I hope you all have understood the poem. Read it once again. Thank you.